the boys are napping, we're going to be using this Rustoleum Cabinet Transformations to redo our cabinets in the kitchen. Now, this product is from Home Depot. This product is from Lowe's. It's a far inferior product. Do not buy this. It was $50 and the color is perfect. It's exactly what I wanted, but it took about 2 weeks with our schedule and everything and about 8 coats of paint. Okay, this cabinet panel here shows the Valspar Cabinet Enamel with no gloss over it. On the left, I've applied the Minwax product that Lowe's sold me. They told me that it would dry clear, and as you can see, it did not dry clear. It now looks like it's been in a smoker's home. So clearly it's changed the color by quite a few shades. Now, when you're using the Rustoleum Cabinet Transformation, this is an entire kit. The kit was $80 and it includes everything you need from start to finish, from prepping the cabinets to glossing your cabinets. It even includes the scrubby brushes and the lint rags that you need for drying. After 2 weeks of wasted time painting these cabinets inside and out, I'm tired of fooling around with this Lowe's product. So we spent an hour and a half driving to our nearest Home Depot to pick up this Rustoleum product because I'd used it in our previous home and I know it works perfectly. Not only that, but this took 8 coats to get to the color white that I wanted. This one in our previous home, I was using a black color, only took me 2 coats. That means I should be done with this project in just maybe 2 or 3 days. The first thing they give you is a DVD to watch with the application instructions. For supplies, they give you 3 stir sticks, some lint-free cloths, 2 scrub pads, which I usually cut in half, so I'll have 4. 1 bottle of deglosser, 2 cans of your bond coat. This is actually the colored paint that you've chosen for your cabinets. 2 cans of an optional glaze. I choose not to use this. Your protective top coat or glaze. Extra supplies that you'll need to purchase on your own. The small rolling handle for cabinets and doors. Extra roller pads. They're the smooth kind. A paintbrush, whichever size you prefer. Painter's tape if you think you're gonna need it. And a paint tray liner. Also, aluminum foil if you'd like to follow my tip to save money. I do a lot of painting, so this is a tip that I love and saves us lots of money. Instead of purchasing a ton of these paint tray liners, throwing them out every time you have to use one, pick yourself up some aluminum foil. Use 3 sheets of aluminum foil to line your paint liner. And then at the end, when you're done painting, just toss out the aluminum foil and you've got a clean liner tray. 2 things I forgot to mention. You may want a pair of rubber gloves to protect your skin. And number 2, you might want to use some of these Clorox wet wipes just to kind of clean your countertops and cabinets before you use the deglosser. I've already cleaned my cabinets just because I prepped and painted these cabinets just last week. So I'm just gonna do a quick wipe down with 1 or 2 wipes just to be sure the kids don't have anything gunky on the front of them. I know that's silly, huh? Hey guys, can get a point of view. See what I see. Hey, handsome. What's that on Mama's head? Another tip. If you clean off your countertops ahead of time, move all your stuff out of the way, you might not get any paint on them. However, I don't have any place to move all my stuff to because my kids will get to it. So I'm just gonna be shuffling things around on my countertops and apologize to you guys for the mess. Real life here, folks. Okay, it's time to move on to the deglosser. This is step 1. Now, because of this special formula and this stuff, you do not need to sand your cabinets prior to using it. I've already done this in my last kitchen. I know for a fact that it works and you do not have to sand. Okay, I'm just gonna show you guys what this deglosser is doing up close. It's definitely deglossing. It's taking the shine off the cabinets and just giving it sort of a roughed up appearance, like a matte look to it, you know, no more glossy shine. Now, if you can really tell, there's a lot more shine on these cabinets that I haven't gotten to yet, as opposed to these that just have like a dry, roughed up look. You can tell here on these cabinets where I applied that Minwax lacquer. This cabinet and just the tracings of the inside of this cabinet and this face. But I changed the color just that much. When I'm working on home improvement projects, it's a time I like to catch up on missed YouTube videos. All my favorite YouTubers, sometimes I'll just get on a playlist and let it run. Because I'd already done this with our last house, I had about a half of a container of this deglosser left. So that's what I'm using right now, just because I want to go ahead and try to use up any of this extra product that we already have on hand before I open up the new bottle. And I'll be sure to finish this all up because I've also got our master bathroom to do, the Jack and Jill bathroom in between Mike's office and Presley's bedroom, and
You never know, we might need this for some other projects down the line. Again, my situation's probably a little different than y'all's. You're probably starting fresh and redoing your cabinets from the start. Well, I'd already prepped and done my cabinets a couple weeks ago and put a whole fresh coat of paint on there. Actually, 8 fresh coats of paint. So I can be kind of willy-nilly with this and not spend a lot of focused attention on it because I don't have that much glaze and lacquer. I don't have much dirt or debris on my cabinets, and I certainly have no lacquer on any of the interior sides because I just put, you know, one little glaze up on the face of the cabinets, and I didn't do much more than that because I saw the yellowing starting to take place. So when you go around, you might need to spend a little bit more time and, you know, a couple of good scrubs on your cabinets to get them good and clean and prepped for your bonding coat. At our last house, I allowed our kitchen cabinets to dry 24 hours after using the deglosser in step 1. However, the instructions say to just wait 1 hour before you start step 2, which is the bonding coat. At this time, you can also open up your cotton towels and use these to help speed along the drying process. I'm going to try that this time. I'm hoping that not only is this dry enough, but that it's going to allow that top coat to bond to it. It feels a little tacky, like a little bit sticky, and it's definitely not as shiny as it was before. I'm wondering if maybe I should go around a second time with the deglosser, but I think I'm just gonna skip all that extra work and we'll just go ahead and let it dry overnight, and tomorrow I will try the bond coat. If the bond coat isn't sticking, then I know I need to do the deglosser again.
Last night Jen deglossed all of the cabinets, so this morning I'm going to remove the top cabinets so that we can degloss the frames of the cabinets. And we would do the bottoms, but then the kids would be able to get into the cabinets and that would be a pain in the butt all day. So we will wait until later tonight after the boys go to sleep to do that. Let's go. Alright, so we're just gonna stop there and start getting ready for the rest of the day. Boom.
Now that we've removed all the upper cabinet doors, we're ready for step 2. Step 2 is the bond coat. The bond coat is actually your cabinet paint color. We've chosen pure white for this project. On this step, you're going to need your paint tray liner, a fresh paintbrush. I like to use a paintbrush during the first coat just to get in all the woodworkings and crevices, and then I'll go back after 24 hours of dry time and use my roller to make sure I get a smooth, even coat on step 2, and if you possibly need to do a step 3. It's really kind of a thin, runny product, but you'll see once you start getting it on your cabinets that it really covers nicely. We used the same product but in black on our last cabinets, and they were a rusty red color, and it only took me 2 coats to finish the entire project. We've also used it on a desk, so and bathroom chair. You can tell how a little bit goes a really long way with this stuff.
How many coats do you think it'll take?
I think 2.
It's a lot better than what, 7, 8 that we
think I
used
did.
with the other stuff?
Yeah, I did 8 with the Valspar. And at $50 a can, that stuff was ridiculous. You might as well buy this. It's got the lacquer and the, you know, stripper and everything in it.
Yep, way better product.
I've been painting for 2 hours, and I'm just running out of paint in my tray for the first time. And I mean, y'all saw how much I put in there the first time around. I've done all of our top cabinet faces, and I've done all of one side of our doors. And there's still at least 3/4 of a can in here. So this can should do all of our kitchen and possibly even a bathroom. That's what I'm thinking. It's really thin. You don't think it's gonna go very far, but it spreads and it like really bonds and sticks well. So, I mean, just a little bit of paint is gonna go a long way. It does say to wait 2 to 3 hours between coats, and it's been about 2 hours since I started with this side of our kitchen. So once I finish this last cabinet door, I'm gonna go ahead and go around with another second coat.
How's it going in here, dear?
About halfway done with the second coat. Second coat with a brush. Next time around, I'm gonna use the roller.
And how many rounds with the roller do you think you'll have to do?
I think I'm just gonna do one.
One with the roller and then...
And then the lacquer.
Nice.
Right now, I'm about to go around the kitchen doing our third coat with the smooth roller. Last night I decided just to use the paintbrush for 2 coats around the base of our cabinets, and I also did 2 coats on the back side of our cabinets, and the front side today I did about 1.5 coats. I figured I could finish these up with the smooth roller, and once they're dry they'll be ready to be hung and sit for the lacquer.
Okay, before we start with step 4, which is your protective top coat, you're going to want to go around and check all of your doors and your cabinet frames for any drips or runs or other flaws that might have happened during drying. If you find any little bubbles or runs, just kind of sand them down a little and then repaint with your bond coat. I also took a high-powered flashlight and went up really close to the doors and inside all the trim work to make sure that all the white was covering, and I found a lot of mistakes in there, so I just went over, with an extra coat. You're gonna want to do that. After you've had at least 3 to 4 hours of dry time, it's time to start with your protective glaze. Okay, now we've got our top coat open. We're just gonna give it a stir. If you've had yours mixed recently, you may not need to go ahead and stir it, but we had ours done about a week ago, so it may have settled a little bit. Now this does kind of have a whitish appearance, but as I said in our last kitchen, I painted those cabinets black. I used the same protective top coat on those black cabinets and it dried completely clear. So I can tell you firsthand that this stuff does dry clear. I can promise you that. So don't worry if you're putting this on another color cabinetry. For your first coat with the protective glaze, you're gonna wanna use your paintbrush just to make sure you get inside all the detail and all the cracks and crevices in your cabinets. And then when you go around for your second and possibly third coats, you're gonna wanna use your roller just to give it that smooth finish that you're looking for.
Trying to go around all the crown molding and then get inside all of these detailed crevices. At our last house, I didn't have to worry about details like this, so this job kind of went a bit quicker than this one, and I didn't need quite so many coats, but it hasn't been bad. I put 1 extra coat on these cabinets as compared to our last house, but I think that's really just because of the detail work on these. You'll want to make sure you check the clock when you start painting. The instructions say to give it 2 hours of dry time in between each coat. So my plan is to finish up the top cabinets, cook dinner, and then restart with a second coat on the top cabinets. Then we'll go ahead and put all the cabinet doors on the bottom, so I can finally get my kitchen put back together, and hopefully we'll be completely finished by tomorrow. Alright, this is going to be my favorite part, switching out your door and drawer hardware. Originally, these brass knobs were on all the doors and the drawers. Just a single pull. Very boring. They're actually really heavy. I know they're solid brass. So I'm thinking maybe we can resell these online or something. Anyway, we'll store those in a bag. And we're going to be putting these really cool country-ish drawer pulls on all the drawers. And just, you know, a simple knob for all the doors. Just a little side note, the screws that came with the drawer pulls are actually super short. I don't know if you can see just how short those are.
So if your drawer actually has a face on it, as most people's cabinets do these days, the screw that comes with your drawer pulls is just not long enough to get through your drawer and the faceplate itself. So you're going to want to go ahead and purchase another package of these longer screws to get through the drawer and the faceplate and hook on to your drawer pull. We purchased these 1 3/4 inch screws from Lowe's. We've got enough to get through our kitchen and bathroom renovation. Nope. Put it back and shut the door.
Done.